What's up, guys? I'm coming back at y'all with another video and another random thought. A very important random thought. And it's about self-reflection being the greatest tool that you can have. The reason why, one of the main reasons why I say that it's an important tool to have so that you can prevent future regrets, those mistakes that you learn from the past. You can make those changes for better decisions in the future. And it's been a rough week. I'm just gonna be real with y'all. Mentally, facing some things spiritually. I've had some things happen to me spiritually while I'm driving on the road. It may be somebody may cut me off for whatever it is. This week it was okay. It was good. Survived it. But at the same time, I had my personal battles to fight. So for self-reflection to be the greatest tool, you really have to learn how to be fine with being by yourself for certain periods. Now, I'm not saying that you can't go out and socialize, because I do. Right now, I'm at church, and it's Saturday, and it's the same view that I like over here. You can see, let me see if I can get a good picture for the thumbnail. Let me see. Hold on. Let me get the focus a little bit more. Okay. You always like that scenery. Even though we're like in the city, this is like the closest thing that reminds me of the country for whatever reason. But like I was saying, that's the only way you're going to be able to learn, because you're not around so many distractions. And that's another thing. Social media in 2020 was the thing that was holding me back from growing mentally, spiritually, and physically, because you'll be on there for hours, no workout, no exercising, no training for anything. You're just sitting there. You're watching other people on social media doing the workouts. You seeing them improving their physique and all of that, but you're not doing anything. You're just watching them. And that's one thing I've been sitting back and observing. I'm like, why am I watching other people's success? I'm not saying that you can't learn from them. And I'm not saying that to be like jealous, but you should want more out of your life rather than sitting back and watching other people's successes. Because later down the road, you're going to be 40, going on 50 years old, and you're going to be regretting. And me right now, I'm already regretting. I'm like 23 now, and I'm regretting moments in my teenage years, moments that I wasted on pointless distractions, trying to impress people to do this, that, and the other versus doing things for myself. And this is nothing to throw any shame on girls. But I realized that I wasted some of my teenage years on trying to chase after girls and do everything just to keep one of them, which did not like me at all. And I had to learn the hard way. I had my aunt told me, and I miss my aunt. My mom and my close friend, and he's like some states away from me now. If I had them around, I know we would definitely be helping each other. But at the end of the day, you have to improve. You can have people to encourage you or whatnot, but at the end of the day, Everybody has their own life going on, and nobody's going to be holding your hand. And that's what I've been telling myself since 2020. That's what I had to learn, being by myself. You know, you can go to therapy if you want, but some people don't know how to sit in silence with their own thoughts and realize, you know what? I remember I used to do this, or I've been doing this for a while. And you realize, wait a minute, I've been doing this for 3 years. No wonder why I'm not growing. And the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again. And you're expecting somehow, some way, the result is going to be different. Understand that. And then guess what? You're back with the same thing because you never did anything different. You have to change up some things. Like, for example, with me, I notice whenever I go to the library, I can think more clearly versus sitting in my room. Now, you don't want to put yourself in situations to where you're going to have, I'm just going to be real with you, the devil tempting you to, oh yeah, you remember you used to do this and do that? Well, you can do that. Nobody's watching. Now, that's unhealthy. That's not self-reflection. That's self-destruction. Don't ever go down that road. That's going to lead to self-destruction. That's what I meant to say. It's going to lead to self-destruction because you're sitting in the room. When I say self-reflection, you don't have to sit in your room by yourself. You can go to the park. You can go out in nature. Like right now, I'm out in nature. See, I'm out in nature, and I already showed y'all the view that I like. Those kind of scenery, those places. Don't put yourself in a position to easily get tempted with anything. It could be anything. I'm gonna let y'all figure that out. And I will make a separate video for, you know, the addiction that has to do with lust and stuff. I really don't want to say the words right now, but you know what I mean. The addiction that causes you to lust more. So, and once you do that, then you can start making those changes, you know, step by step every day. It's not going to be an overnight process, but gradually over time, things are going to change. And I noticed that things that I watch on YouTube, like I said, Instagram, TikTok, that's not my biggest issue no more. I already conquered that. 2020, I realized I wasted a lot of time. 2020, 2021, I had games on my phone. I deleted the games on my phone because I realized it was taking so much time for me being creative. And I appreciate my brother Josh. And we call each other brothers because even though we're not blood related, we've been through things together, and we grown, helped each other. I appreciate him for sending me the CapCut video editing app because, you know, I'm just gonna be real. I was using iMovie. There's no shame to Apple, but y'all gotta come up with something different, man. Instead of, you know, this Control-C, Control-V type of work. You know, I mean, I'm just being real. But anyway, and from then on, once I started playing with the app, you know, using the different functions, I was able to make the videos, you know, edit the videos the way I wanted to. And from since then, that's what my mind's been on. But, you know, I have other things that's been distracting me on YouTube. And I realized that it's a long formatted video. So it's going to be like you're spending hours and hours, you know, watching something about some drama, some fallout between whoever it is. You know, you got politics. And you already know how politics is now. Now, on a side note, when it comes to voting, I already said I didn't vote, but I just see whoever has the best policies. And of course, you're going to have some bad, some good, and some bad. you're going to have people that you disagree with. The past election really showed me you had to pick your poison. Both leaders are going to have their flaws, you know? And with that being said, I just stayed out of it. I know people came to me and asked me, are you going to vote? I said, no. They're like, well, you know, your ancestors fought for it. I said, well, if my ancestors were here today, they'd be like, yeah, go on ahead, stay out this election. Don't even do it. They would not even do it. They'll be like, man, what do we fight? What did we fought for? For this right here? For this clown show? No. So this past election, you had to pick your poison. And right now, there's things that I disagree with that he's doing, that Trump is doing. But there's some things that I'm like, okay, he's trying to put some common sense back in society. Why do we have to make it official that there are only two genders? Shouldn't we know that by now? But that's a side note. But even in the church, I'm just talking about in the church, people will vote for a politician because they're saying things or they're carrying themselves or acting a certain kind of way and saying things that they want to hear. But then when you have somebody in there that speaks their mind, they're not holding back, they're not so much of a puppet, even though they still have to kind of go according to a script, they can still speak their mind. Like I said, I disagree with how Trump does approach some things. But he's going to make sure that these people can stay in their lane. And I mean, with the common sense, why do we need... I'm still trying to understand, why would y'all vote for somebody that goes against what y'all believe as Christians? But the whole LGBTQ, you're voting for all of that. You're voting for all of that. When you vote for that person, people have to really think about that. They don't put much thought into it because, for a simple fact, oh, your rights and all this is going to be voted away. You know, people playing on your emotions. I've taken a break from that. And my mind is so much clearer as a result of doing that. But I'm going to end the video there. I know I went off on a tangent just from that. But yeah, y'all let me know your thoughts and opinions. And really, take some time to self-reflect from all the noise. The TV, and I told y'all in one of my videos, the TV was off. My dad, like the TV had went out. And we went for like 3 weeks without the TV. I was fine. I was already immune to it, to say the least, if I put it that way. I was immune to not having the TV there, because when I was in private school, my mom never even had a TV. I was fine with that, and I was able to focus more. And now that we have a new TV, I don't even turn it on. Rarely. I probably turn it on maybe once a week. I'm just being real. I'm not saying it to be like I'm all better than the next person to me that has an addiction to, you know, media or whatever. But I'm just saying, I've gotten so focused to where I realize I can't waste any more time, because in the past I always see myself turning on the news. What did this person say? What did that person say on the talk show? I had enough, because I realized my time was being wasted and it wasn't put into productive things. But hey, that's all I got in this video. Y'all let me know your thoughts and opinions and what things that y'all do to self-reflect. But yeah, until the next one, I'm signing out. Later.